Hello and welcome. Today I'd like to talk about the new IELTS speaking topic that appeared this season in January 2021. This is farming. This topic is going to be used this season from January till April, and it is also going to be used next season till August 2021. So if you're planning to take your IELTS speaking test from January to August 2021, then this video is for you. So when you talk about farming, there are some lexical items that I can recommend. And first of all, there are some collocations. If you remember the requirements for vocabulary band 7, you need to speak with some awareness of style and collocation. So some useful collocations with farming would be organic farming, or battery farming or factory farming. This is when they grow birds at a factory. Or subsistence farming, when you produce everything that you need for yourself. And hill farming, this farming on hills. Arable farming, right? So when it's something connected with growing food on the land, on the soil. Livestock farming or husbandry, or cattle breeding, it's also called. Probably that's another word that can also be used here. Poultry farming, this is when you grow birds. Dairy farming. When you talk about something that is produced at a farm, here's a nice collocation: healthy and nutritious produce. Please pay attention that the noun has a stress on O, produce. There is a verb to produce, but here you pronounce it produce. Healthy and nutritious produce. Okay, then it can be commercial or intensive farming and farming industry. Now, a synonym for a farmer would be peasant, and you can even say it together. These words also collocate. You can say peasant farmers or just farmers. Then what is grown at some farms, modern farms, that's GM foods or GM crops, or genetically modified foods or genetically modified crops. And then to grow something, there are some words like to till, to plow, or to cultivate. So if you grow something on land, then you can use these verbs. And there's a word fertilizer. So usually there's some chemical substances that help the crops to grow faster. They can be fertile soil, and the opposite would be infertile or barren soil. Okay. And now some other things that you can see on a farm. There will be stable. That's a place where horses live. Cowshed. That's where cows. Oh, I typed stable twice. Okay. Then hen house, barn. This is where you keep some grain, for example, like wheat or whatever. And kennel. This is a place for a dog. So, so far, 2 questions have been reported. And the first question is, do you think farming is important? And second question is, have you ever been to a farm? So first of all, some ideas that you can use to talk about whether farming is important. Well, it's probably easier to say that it is. And you can mention that for decades, agriculture has been associated with the production of essential food crops. Almost all people in the world rely directly on farming as a livelihood. Agriculture is essential to the success of society as a whole. You can use a conditional sense. The word not for farming means if we didn't have farming, everyone would be forced to hunt and gather food by themselves. And industrial farming techniques of genetically modified crops allow farmers to produce a much greater amount of food than in the past. So now not so many people have to be engaged in agriculture as a result. And you can also say multivitamins and supplements cannot compare to the vitamins and minerals that fresh fruits and vegetables provide for the body. Okay, you can also mention that farming is a huge boon to the local economy. It keeps the land in good shape through regular tilling and care. It has a positive impact on the environment by trapping greenhouse gases. I don't know if it's true, but you can mention that greenhouse gases. And for your lexical resource here, you can mention the greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, sulfur monoxide, methane. So these chemical substances, the greenhouse gases, they are uncommon lexical items. Use them, mention them. Provides employment opportunities for a whopping number of people living in rural areas, including hourly workers, seasonal workers, and scientific researchers who seek ways to improve farming techniques. Okay, you can also mention that farming is the backbone of the economic system of any given country, and it grows, produces food to distribute it in mass quantities. Okay, so well, if I had this question at an exam, like, do you think farming is important? I would say something like, although many people in developed countries are not engaged in farming directly, I'm adamant that it would not be an exaggeration to assert that almost all people in the world rely directly on farming as a livelihood. Indeed, it is farming that provides us with essential food crops, and were it not for farming, everyone would be forced to hunt and gather food by themselves. On top of that, not only does it provide employment opportunities for hourly and seasonal workers living in remote rural areas, but it also gives jobs to scientific researchers who look for ways to enhance farming techniques. This is a bit too long for a part one answer. I just showed you as much language as possible. So something that you can use here. Because a word not for farming, conditional sentence, not only does it provide employment opportunities, but also there's inversion. It is farming that provides us, this is emphatic construction. So 3 advanced constructions here, some advanced words like I'm adamant. It would not be an exaggeration to assert, well, some speaking templates. Remote rural areas, that's also something. Then there's just one question. So take the examiner by the throat and use as many advanced words as possible, as long as this is relevant to the question. Okay, so the second question is, have you ever visited a farm? And what you can do here is say, well, use modal verb with perfective infinitive. So it must have been around a fortnight ago, or you can say it must have been around 20 years ago in my toddlerhood. And possibly here, you visited a farm and you need to mention some things that you saw there. And these can be, well, these like stable, cowshed, hen house, whatever, that you saw. And they can also, you can also mention some farm animals. And well, the thing is that most of the farm animals are just basic words you learn in elementary school or in kindergarten, like turkeys, goats, cows, and so on. But you could mention, instead of pigs, you could say hogs and boars, right? So let me type this. So you can also say that I saw like hogs and boars. So these are advanced synonyms for pigs. Then you can say stallions and mares. So it's a he horse and a she horse. Okay. Then you can also say goose, geese. That's uncommon. That's an irregular plural. Geese and ganders. Gander is a male goose. So it's also advanced. So you saw those, and you saw those animals, and you can mention them. Okay, so if I had to answer this question, I would say something like, well, have you ever visited a farm? Well, I have, and it must have been around a fortnight ago, actually. I saw some cows standing aloof, and it was amazing to interact with turkeys, goats, geese and ganders, mares and stallions, hogs and boars, and other farm animals. After getting over their initial hesitation, most of these animals love being petted. And little did I know that turkey chirping sounded so sweet. To sum up, it was a great getaway from the urban jungle and a way for me to reconnect with nature. Okay, so here I tried to use these uncommon words for farm animals. Then I also tried to use passive participle, loved being petted, actually even passive gerund here. After getting over their initial hesitation, inversion with little did I know. And then urban jungle, I can escape or get away from the urban jungle. And it was a way for me to reconnect with nature. So that some idiomatic language was also used there. Okay, so thank you all for watching, and please put thumbs up, and I would like to read your commentaries if there are any, and hope to see you in the next video.